Today's video is miter saw techniques making a perfect cut. If you watch the sliding versus fixed miter saw video, then you already know what saw is best for you. Now it's time to go over techniques that will help you achieve the highest possible quality with your miter saw. Before we use any technique, we need to establish the product we are trying to achieve. Here are some examples of what you can expect. The end product in paint grade is no visible miter line, whether in door or window casing, baseboard, crown molding. When doing clear or stain grade, as minimal a line as possible. Both of these can only be achieved efficiently with proper technique. Here are some examples of what you don't want. Visible miter line, misaligned joint, and a filled joint. Now, if you're already getting perfect miters, then keep doing what you're doing because it's working. If you feel your cuts could improve, let's take a look at some tips and tricks. The ultimate goal of a miter saw is to make a straight cut vertically and horizontally. Let's look at some of the issues we need to overcome. Here's a slow-mo shot of the blade starting up. You can see the wobble till the blade reaches full speed and stabilizes. Then as the blade slows, the wobble increases again. Using the slow motion feature on your camera can really help you see what's going on with your blade and saw. I mean, who knew your phone would help you set up a miter saw? Now to work with the issue, we need the blade to come to full speed before cutting and pull the workpiece away before stopping or lifting the blade out of the cut. Next issue is holding the workpiece from moving into the cut. The cutting dynamics will pull the workpiece into the cut, so you must hold down firmly with light pressure against the fence and not towards the blade. This becomes especially important and most tricky when cutting 45 degrees. Next, you can see with very little pressure, just using my pinky, I can distort the saw of the head as much as 30 thousandths of an inch. And your standard PVA glue dries to 3 mils, meaning a joint cannot be more than 3 thousandths of an inch. So you can see 30 thousandths play is way too much. That's why learning to plunge and push the saw straight is crucial to getting a perfect cut. Let's start with plunging the saw using a dial indicator. If you don't own a dial indicator, I highly recommend you get one. They are a very necessary part of accurately setting up your tools, and you can use them to help develop a straight plunge motion. Start by placing the dial on the blade, then slowly plunge just like you're making a cut and observe the dial. You'll probably find the needle goes out beyond the 1 and 2 thousandths mark. Now plunge again slower and adjust your plunge to keep the dial within 1 to 2 thousandths of an inch. This may feel weird at first, but keep practicing it until it feels normal. This will help build the muscle memory you need to plunge straight. Next, take the tallest 3/4 inch material you can place in your saw and make a vertical cut. Using what you practice, plunge straight down. This will also take some practice because now you're plunging with resistance. Then check your cut with a straight edge. Do this till you can consistently get a straight cut. Next is the sliding motion, and the most difficult to master. Both the plunge and slide must be made simultaneously in a fluid motion. Stopping and starting or a jerky motion will always result in a poor quality cut. Start by plunging into the edge of the wood as you simultaneously slide forward. This helps the blade track straight. Check this cut using a straight edge and adjust accordingly. You may need to change your stance or arm position to get a straight cut. Keep practicing till you find what position works best for you. Now let's put it all together. First, securely hold the workpiece to the table and fence. Let the blade come to full speed. Start the plunge at the edge of the material, engage the blade and slide forward simultaneously. Then slide workpiece away from blade before stopping. Now you might be thinking, man, this is a lot. And you'd be right. A miter saw is not a grab and go tool if you want to create high quality work. It takes practice. Once you've got your technique down and you're cutting straight, every time you put a joint together, it's going to put a smile on your face, and that's priceless. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.